Even though millions of Americans are cutting back this holiday season, consumer spending has actually picked up a bit since the Thanksgiving holiday. That's according to a brand new poll out from Gallup.
Gallup says consumer spending from November 28th to December 5th is relatively higher than the average for November before Thanksgiving and above the average spending for all of 2008 so far. Financial analyst Jim Lacamp is Senior Vice President of RBC Dane Rauscher, one of the top securities firms. It's good to see you today.
Good to see you.
I mean, in a normal year, you would expect November to be a lot higher than the rest of the year anyway. So really, what does this mean moving ahead into the very last month of this year?
It doesn't really mean anything, and I'll tell you why. Last year, if you looked at Black Friday and the weekend after Black Friday, we were up 8% year over year, but it turned out to be a very disappointing Christmas season. This year, we're only up modestly, and it's because people are really suffering, so they're going out and they're looking for deals. They're aggressively shopping, but if you look at the nature of their shopping, they're going in where the deals are, they're buying the deals only, and they're getting back out of there, which is actually a very smart idea. But I think we can tap the brakes on making any assumption that this is going to carry through and be a robust Christmas season. I really don't think it is.
Jim, let's talk about the credit cards this holiday season. I mean, there's a recent survey from the Federal Reserve saying that 20% of banks lowered their credit limits for their best customers. 60% lowered lines for non-prime borrowers, and 61% are applying stricter guidelines on all existing lines of credit. I've actually talked to some bankers recently who said they're just trying to get out in front of who is going to not pay their bill after Christmas. You know, they're waiting for that to happen. What does all this mean for consumers?
It's even worse than that. People that go to try to buy cars these days can't get cars. Obviously, your credit standards are very high for any home refinancings. And what it means is if you look at all their typical sources of money, whether it's traditional like a credit card or non-traditional like a home equity loan, all of these sources of money are drying up. Beyond that, people are being laid off at record amounts. We're seeing the biggest increase in jobless rates since the Great Depression. And so the banks see this, businesses see this, and so you're not seeing those credits extended to where the jobs would be either. So all of a sudden, people are worried about their jobs and they can't get credit. And now the credit cards or companies are saying, you know, we're worried about you too, so we're going to lower your credit limit. It's very difficult, and so people need to really start hunkering down in here because too many people are over leveraged still as we speak.
And Jim, the fact of the matter is, the further on into this tough economic time that we get, into this recession, the more you know someone who's lost their job, maybe you've lost your job, you're facing mounting bills. Is this the time to put away the credit cards, even though we're going into the holiday shopping season and you want to show people that you love them? I mean, is this really the time to stick to a little cash that you have on hand?
The less you can use your credit card contested, the better off you're going to be. And what I would tell people is, look, pick a budget and stick to that budget. Even if you have to break that down to, I'm going to spend this much on this person, this much on this person, and this much on that person. If you can pick that budget, then you can pick the gifts that you're going to buy within that time frame. Stick to it, you're going to be a lot better off. But yeah, America needs to get off the credit card habit. It's a really difficult habit. At 19% interest, you'll never catch up, particularly if you get in trouble with your job. I'm sorry,
well,
go ahead.
I'm just thinking that the store credit card limits are even higher. I mean, some interest rates, 27, 31, you know, if you're going to the department store.
Like loan sharking.
Yeah, it's crazy.